not making videos for 3 months Negev here, and today is a special day as Half-Life 2, the game so incredibly special to so many of us, has its 20th birthday. And as such, I decided to play this game once again in the most painful way possible. This is Half-Life Overcharged, mod that adds everything you would like, which in practice means that devs wanted to recreate the spirit of the good old S mod with a couple of incredibly cool visual effects. What could go wrong? Oh, well, that didn't go pretty well. Anyway, I decided that I want to go blind by the age of 30, so we are playing the spanking brand new 2.0 version of the mod, which adds an entire laundry list of changes and hopefully makes the mod a little bit more stable. And my poison for today is pretty straightforward. Well, see this menu? We are going to add some shit every new chapter. Gordon is woken up by Saul from Better Call Saul, who's about to recite the entirety of American Code of Law, but thankfully we are being saved by Gigabrain and his Combine police. Ah, I see. In this universe, apparently Combine came to save cats from human oppression. Fascinating. We get snatched by the second most handsome character in the game after Gordon, and Kleiner apparently forgot to disable his VR chat as he's still an anime girl. After that, we are being thrown into Plaza to meet up with Dr. Kleiner, but oh no, the Combine has spotted us. But thankfully we are rescued by Alex, whose voice sounds a little bit strange. You see, during the events of Half-Life Alex, she got hit in the head and she's now carrying a vocoder that makes her sound like Adrian? After being saved by Shepard, they lead us to Kleiner. And I also decided that our first effect of the playthrough is going to be a little bit of a bloom to make our game look like Oblivion, but, you know, without the Goblin Gang Wars.
The worst she might do is attempt to couple with your head.
One teleporting accident later, we found ourselves outside, where we are given a crowbar which makes the most obnoxious sound every time you hit anything with it. With root canals, I've enabled free aiming for added confusion, dynamic RT blending, and some chromatic aberrations. And with that, let's go and crash some cans, eh? The overall modifications to the map aren't really drastic really, just a couple of Hound Eyes which, yeah, outside of looking way too healthy, there are also some that just fucking explode apparently. Despite that, we proceed forward until we get to water and... This weird issue was only present in the early Canals map, and I literally got no idea what caused it. To make this bug even funnier, a little bit later the issue fixed itself. And then unfixed itself. Half-Life Volley just works in mysterious ways. Moving on, we got spotted by the chopper and we are forced on the ground where we get our first gun from the mod, the Beretta 97, and don't worry about it, we will talk about overcharged guns just a little bit later. I would also like to say something about manhacks, but unfortunately for them, I can bring my leg to the argument, which vaporizes everything that isn't a Strider, so... One thing that can be spotted really fast is that Combine can read this book, allowing them to jump in a pretty dynamic manner, which makes the fight way more dynamic and unpredictable, even if I feel like they have iframes during the jump animation. We get into the Station 6, which is currently shelled harder than my hopes and dreams of ever fighting a Bullet Hell Toho game on Steam, get jumpscared by Gnome, get into the Mud Skipper, and finally get into the water hazards, where Sunrays, Bloom, Pilgrim, and Tune effects are enabled. Also, there is an issue where the game simply forgets which graphical settings you have on, so if the game looks kinda weird in some areas and doesn't look exactly the same like in the other maps, don't worry about it, it's all within the acceptable boundaries. Water Hazard was pretty forgettable since we only drove airboat for god knows how long, albeit at least this time around they nerfed the detachable gun by limiting its ammo, so it's a W I suppose. After being unable to shoot barrels from a distance,